Everyone. Hello, everyone. Apparently, I am live now, so it's so good to see you. And Jim Harold here. I'm like all of you. I'm at home, so I thought we'd do a live stream, and I have a very special guest. She told me not to call her that, and I'll
Not
call
a
her that.
special guest.
Dar Harold, how are you tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
Just fine. Not ignoring you, just making sure that we are in fact streaming, and it looks like we are. So very good.
Oh, there we go.
So long time no see. With all not being
Well,
home and
actually, I
everything.
I don't know. I worked a long day today. I did not see you. I didn't see anybody really.
Yeah, yeah. I know you've been busy. You're a speech therapist, and you're just kind of everybody's reconnoitering to fit with
Well,
this new
yeah.
new
I mean, I've
reality.
always done telepractice. See, now all the other SLPs are trying to get on board and they don't know how it works. And the problem is, and I think this is kind of countrywide, the problem is there are students in areas that don't have internet, they don't have computers, it's
Yeah,
rough. It's
I,
rough.
I mean, again, this. So let's be right out there. This is a horrible situation,
Oh
no
my
question about it. Terrible. I mean,
It's
I think it's
insane.
the worst. The worst thing that's happened since the Second World War. Especially with the figures that came out today in the press conference, they're expecting I think 100,000 on the low end
Oh
for death, something like that. I think they were reporting, and in the United States, not to mention other countries. So it's a horrible, horrible thing.
It's just so sad. It is,
Uh,
like, really,
it
really
is
sad. I mean, if
incredibly
if
sad.
if people would just take a second to think about, because I mean, I think we just talk numbers all the time, and you just say, "Oh, well, 1,000." What
What
think about
I thought about that today. It's so
people
funny
and
you
then their
mentioned that.
families
Yes,
and their friends and their
every one of those numbers is a person who has people who care for them,
oh,
and they've lost a loved one. So
it's
it's just a
so
bad thing.
sad. It's just so sad.
The point I was going to make, though,
Sorry.
is I
Yeah.
do think no, no, no. That was probably a more important point. But the thing that I think is going on is that it will change some things about society. Hopefully, you were saying at dinner, you hope that people understand the importance of family and being together and all those things. That might be something that comes out of it that is
Yeah.
a good thing out of a very bad thing. Another thing I think it's going to come out of it is, I mean, I know that we were going in the direction of virtual things, and both of us work at home. I think this is going to accelerate that. And I also think there'll be a focus on improving things like telepresence and telemedicine and teaching via computer and doing therapy via computer. I think all that is going to accelerate because people will see the need for it to go further.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially if it's successful. I mean, I think, there are plenty of virtual schools that have existed. I mean, I know a few Connections Academy and a few other that's great, Tanya. um, a few others that have been very successful and, they do remote learning. Um, our daughter starts tomorrow with
Yeah.
her remote learning, which should be interesting. She's very nervous and the anxiety's kinda, and
And
for
the
some
odd
reason, she indicated that Zoom creates more anxiety for her. She said, "I have more anxiety, mom, about going onto Zoom than I do just going to class and sitting in class."
well, the odd thing is she's very tech savvy.
Yes. Oof,
So even I can imagine even being worse for people that aren't comfortable with technology. And
right.
she's around us all the time. And obviously, both of our jobs are tech heavy.
Yes.
And, and we used to make the joke. My older daughter, I mean, she obviously uses technology a lot, but she doesn't have the tech ability that my youngest has. And the youngest, when she was what, 2, 3 years old, was
Mhm.
showing our oldest
Oh, she would turn on the computer. She
computer
knew how
and
to
tried to
turn it
play a
on.
game. Yeah.
She knew how to, like, open the CD-ROM drive at that point. She'd put the disc in and close it, and she knew which icon to press to get her
Mhm.
game to work, and she was doing all this at, like, 2 and a half.
Yeah, and the thing is that for her to have that anxiety, I can only imagine the anxiety for people who are not familiar. Maybe they don't have the benefit of good technology. I mean, she's got good technology and good internet connection, knock on wood. And,
I don't think
I
that's
feel
why
for
she's
these
anxious.
people, obviously we're not going to get into specifics, but in the school system you work with, it's in a rural area. Some of these people don't have good internet
They don't have
connectivity.
internet
They
at
don't have
all.
computers.
There are some people where I teach have no internet. There's no wiring in some of these places. So it's not even a matter of they can get it because people are like, oh, well, Spectrum's offering it for free. They would need to have their houses wired. They'd have to get wiring. I don't know how it would even work, but it's just not feasible. And then yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have tablets and the parents have phones, but not actual computers, and a lot of things that we use to deliver speech therapy require an actual computer. Um, so
Yeah,
it's tough.
it's a tough time, and not to even mention the health implications. It's
Oh,
just, it's so frightening that I was reading an account of someone who literally, they said the only thing they've done in the last 3 weeks is gone to get groceries, and they got it.
yeah, I read that too,
So,
which
I
is
mean,
terrifying.
it is.
Well,
And
for me, I mean, I've discussed this before, but with my medical history, I'm terrified.
yeah,
I'm terrified to go to the store.
yeah.
We've been actually getting groceries delivered,
Hmm.
and that in and of itself is a challenge and a nightmare.
Yeah. Now,
Things are out
we're
of
very
stock.
thankful for it. So I don't want to
Oh,
whine too
no, no,
much,
no, I'm
but
not whining. I'm not, but things are out of stock. You can't get a time. Um, we were thinking of doing like curbside where you could just drive up, they'll put the groceries in the trunk, you drive off. We can't get any times. They're all booked up. All booked
yeah,
up. Even the
yeah.
delivery times are booked up. And then I I thought, along probably with millions of other people, thought, gee, wouldn't it be smart to get some yeast so I can make my own bread? Good luck
Yes, you're
with
not
that.
the only one. You're not
No,
the only one.
no, I'm late to that party. So, not that
Uh,
I've made bread very well in the past, because that's not one of my strengths.
well, you're a very, very good cook, but you've
Thank
had a
you.
little
But
difficulty with the bread. Now, myself, an egg is a challenge. So,
yeah, we know.
as you
No.
know, well, let's stop
Boiling
and say,
water was a challenge until I met
let's
you.
let's.
Well, shall we tell everybody about your
All right, all
pasta?
right, all right. Enough of that.
He didn't
Let's
wait
say
for the
hello.
water to boil, and he put the pasta in and then turned on the
See,
stove.
Alexa is even objecting here. Alexa is chiming in. Let's go to the listeners here and watchers and viewers and say hello, Tanya.
Yeah.
Tanya, hello. And I know you said earlier, don't interrupt Dar. And there I go again. Hey, Amber, how you doing? Sandy, a long time
Yay!
supporter. Hey, and Amber also says, yay, Dar too. There you go.
Woo!
Aurora, hello, Aurora.
Hey, Aurora!
Hi, Debbie, Dan.
Woo!
Colette, I believe Colette is from over in the UK, if I remember correct.
Oh, neat.
I think she may have been a winner in our Halloween event, if I
Oh, yeah,
remember. Yes,
yeah, yeah.
Michelle is here. Let's see. Mike says, "Dar, you are special." Hey,
Aw,
Jim.
thank you.
Mike didn't say I was special.
Nope.
He just said hi.
Because he is
He
so
can.
discerning
That's
that
right. He
he
can tell.
knows who's really special.
Bobby, hey, Bobby, how are
Bobby!
you? Hi, Brian. Hello. Let's see here. Who else do we have? Kevin from Kentucky. Hey, Kevin. Let's see. Laurie. Hello, Laurie. How are you tonight?
Hey.
Mike says Zoom is awesome. Pants are optional.
That's
True.
true. It's
True.
business up front and party down below.
Exactly. Exactly. This Colette says she's still going to work as she's a
Ugh.
key worker, essential worker. She's been shopping once a week or a fortnight, but most of the supermarkets have everything but toilet rolls. That's all I could not get, but got tissues. Hey, you do what you have to do, but it is tough. And I feel and I just want to say one quick thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the essential workers out there.
Yes,
I mean, I know
yes.
we joke and say, well, stay home and watch Netflix. And
No,
for the non-essential people and people who can work from home and so forth,
stay home.
yes.
Yep.
But there's people who don't have that option. So thank you to the healthcare workers, to the EMTs, to the
Yes.
police
To
officers,
the truck
fire,
drivers.
truck drivers, grocery store
Yes,
workers,
grocery
people. We
workers.
talked about the delivering. Thank you to the
Yes.
delivery people. Thank you to, in the States,
Mail,
UPS,
postal workers.
USPS, and similar thing, FedEx, people around the world, their postal services. I mean, without those people, we people who are quote doing the right thing, which I think we are by staying home, we couldn't do that. So they enable us to do that. So they truly are the
Yes.
frontline workers. I hope somewhere down the line there's some extra benefit for these people, that there's some kind of recognition, not just a pat on the back, but I don't know what it would be, a fund or something, but something to help
Something.
them, because these
Well,
people have really gone out of their way.
well, and they're
And I
putting
mean,
their lives at risk and their families'
well,
lives.
think about it. Somebody who works at a grocery store, did when they signed up to work at a grocery store, did they ever think that they would essentially be on the front lines? I mean, bless them, bless them.
True.
It's something else. So I just want to say, if any of you are essential workers out there
Yes, thank
and you're
you.
watching, thank you for what you do, because really you make it easy for people like me and Dar to stay home and do what we're supposed to do too. I know one thing that we're practicing is my father's 84 and I am having zero contact with him. Zero. I mean, not physical contact. I talk to him at least 2 or 3 times a day. We have him set up on an Echo show so we can see him. He's not a techie guy, but I set it up so we can see each other video wise. And basically, we get his groceries delivered to us. Then I take them, I put them outside his door and say, call him and say, there's your groceries. It's really
Well,
sad, but it's the
yeah.
right thing to do.
Well, we offered for him to come here, but then figured out that wasn't going to work because with our oldest coming back from London,
Right.
we couldn't have him in the house in case, bad enough I was
Yeah.
here. Luckily, she's okay. No symptoms. Nobody had any
Yeah.
symptoms, and
Yeah.
technically, we're out of self-isolation, but
Right.
we're not. We
Yeah.
don't
Because
go
the
anywhere.
14,
So,
well, the thing is that the 14 days have passed.
right.
It's almost,
It's
it's
18, I
almost
think.
three. Yeah. It's almost 3 weeks. Now, we did have colds around here. My youngest had a cold before this really struck in the
Oh yeah,
US in a
like
strong
early
way.
February.
Then I got the cold, and then Cass got the cold when she came back. But the thing is that um, it's pretty evident that was just a straight cold. So
Yeah, there was no fever. There
no
was
fever, yeah.
no
But it
chest.
was nerve wracking for a while to think, oh, I may have this. But knock on wood, thank goodness it wasn't so.
Yes.
Let's say hello to some other folks.
Yeah.
Hey, Lonnie, how are you? Lonnie, one of our great
Yes.
supporters. Thank you, Lonnie. Hey, Sabrina up in Canada. Hope you're doing well. Sahara, she has been on the campfire before. Tim
Ooh.
is there. Dan, hey, Dan. Hey, Joe. Aurora says, Dar, make bread in the
Without
crock pot.
Wait, Aurora, without yeast? Now we made bread in the oven the other day without yeast. Eh.
Well, Aurora, by all means, please send
Yes,
along
please,
the
because if it's
recipe.
without yeast, I wanna try that.
Colette is from Liverpool. Angela, tuning in. Great to hear you. Hello, Angela. Let's see who else we have here.
UK.
Jackie, UK. So
I have
what will
my
you see about
uncle
London?
there, so I've been trying to
Yeah,
call him too, and they're
yeah,
they're in the house, and they're elderly, so they're not
yeah.
getting out,
And
so
you just coincidentally set him up on FaceTime just before all this hit, so that was
yes,
kind of
so I can
fortuitous.
see him because
Yeah.
yeah.
And we talk about blessings and all the great essential workers. Another blessing, as much as we complain about the internet providers and things, could you imagine this 15, 20, 25, 30 years ago without the internet and without this kind of capability? I
Oh
mean,
my
my
gosh,
goodness.
can you imagine how
Yeah.
isolating I think that would have been,
Yeah. Yeah.
really no
Yeah.
contact with anyone.
Yeah. Basically, all you would have would be TV and radio.
I mean, a
And
regular landline phone,
yeah,
which long distance would have been
no Netflix,
no.
no Tiger King, which
No.
I'm going
No,
to watch that
no.
show. You won't
No,
watch it.
I won't watch it. I won't watch it. I'm sorry.
I've,
You have fun.
I started watching and I gotta watch it. I gotta
Well,
see what
then you
that's all
watch
about.
it. You have your shows, I've got my shows, we're all good.
You like the shows where people argue with one another, the Real Housewives, those
I
kind of
don't even
shows.
watch all of that as much anymore. I will say I still watch the below deck thing. I like sailing and I like yachts and stuff. Yeah.
I
But
like it. I wouldn't
you
mind
like
so
some
much,
of those.
but the thing is that the conflict seems like it's ginned up.
It
If
is.
the conflict were
Oh, it's
real,
all scripted. If you really think anything was real on those shows,
yeah,
it's not real at all. It's all scripted. They tell everybody.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'll
keep
tell you.
thinking Dan says Dean. I keep thinking it's Dean Martin, and I want to break out in some.
Everybody loves somebody sometimes.
Okay, there we go.
Vicky, my former elementary school friend. Yes. How
Ah,
you doing? That's so cool. A bunch of my elementary school friends reconnected on Facebook a few
that is so
years
neat.
back. Vicky and Tom and James and Stephanie. And it's so cool because I've literally known these people longer than anybody other than who's still around other than my dad. I mean, it's really cool. So glad to see you there, Vicky. Sandy said Walmart had toilet paper.
Ooh.
Couldn't believe it. Jackpot. Let's see. Okay. Aurora, what is Tiger King? Well, if you have
Oh, no,
Netflix, you got to check it out.
no,
It's
don't.
basically about this guy.
And you will lose
His
brain cells
name
watching
is
this.
called Joe Exotic, and he had this tiger farm or this zoo with tigers down in Florida, and there's these rivalries. Somebody called it like I don't know, Jerry Springer meets Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. So
Well, isn't this like the hottest show right now,
it is the
supposedly?
hottest show. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll pass, but that's okay.
Original Big Rob says, "Hey Jim, been listening to your paranormal podcast for years. Thank you, Original Big Rob. Nice to finally put a face to the voice. You're like, ah, ah, don't turn away. All right, let's see. Hey Joe, can you FaceTime on WhatsApp? No fees. I have relatives in the UK and Ireland. There you go.
Yeah, though they're just it's hard for them.
Yeah, that we got one thing
Technology.
working. We're sticking with that. It's
Yeah,
like,
he knows he could press the one button, we're good.
yes, yes.
We haven't moved on to other.
Nothing more esoteric, but
No.
thank you for the suggestion. Jennifer says hi from North Carolina from an OG podcast listener. Thank you,
Woo!
Jennifer. Thanks for keeping the paranormal family together during these
Awesome.
times. Chris here, and I think a lot of us feel like this. I keep hearing that the virus can live for up to 17 days on some surfaces, so I'm spending ages washing every food item packet that comes to my house. I'm even leaving my mail open for 5+ days before I touch it. Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah,
scary.
I'm putting on gloves when I get the mail, and I just, like, look at it, and I leave it on the bench for a week.
Yeah.
And
Lori,
even the groceries, yeah.
yeah, it's scary. Lori says, enjoying your podcast every night. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. Let's see. I think Darcy meant I agree with you not watching.
Yeah.
But Vicky says, watch it. It's great. The cool thing
No.
is it really takes your mind off of it.
See, I think it's harder for me because 'cause I'm an animal lover, and I know he's not mistreating. You said he's not mistreating the
Well,
animals,
no,
but
I
I just.
can't say that initially I didn't see him
Okay.
mistreating the animals. I only watched
See, I
part of the
can't.
first
I just
episode.
I feel bad. I don't no.
Yeah.
Don't have them.
I just think the guy's comical, but I mean, later on, it takes a pretty
I like
serious
Aurora.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Yeah. Amanda says Tiger King is a train wreck. You can't stop watching once you start. Totally a distraction from the world around us. Bobby says, I'm with you, Dar. I can't bring myself to
Yeah.
watch Tiger King.
Mhm.
Stephen from the Buckland Museum of Witchcraft. And by the way,
Ooh.
we did a live stream with Steven about a week ago. So go to
Oh, cool.
youtube.com/Jim Harold,
Yeah.
subscribe, and you can watch that. And he showed some really cool artifacts. So make sure to check that out. Tiger King memes are going to be my best memory of this time. And I think it
There
is
are some
kind of
good
like,
memes
I
out
think
there.
what's happening is that's like, okay, is there something, we can't watch sports, there's no sports. Is there something that could take our mind off of it? So we laugh at Tiger King.
Well, you know what we've been watching because 'cause we're behind. We've been watching Schitt's Creek as
Yes.
a family.
SCHITTS. So no vulgarity
Yeah, if
here.
you don't know what
It's such
that.
a good show.
Oh,
It's
that's
such a good show.
hilarious. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, thank you, Allison. She works for the post
yes,
office.
thank you, Allison, for that. Kendall said, agreed. The reason I'm resisting is because I cannot watch animals in distress.
That's me.
Yeah. Patrick says, regarding Tiger King, I'm over the hype, which is only in short, I will never watch it. Well, there you go. So, yeah, I
See,
mean,
Jim, I think I'm winning on that one. No.
oh, you usually win. You
No, I
usually win.
don't. No, I don't.
Yeah. So the thing is that we haven't posted a soulmate stories for a while. I probably may convert this into soulmate
We need
stories
people to
episode.
call or write in or tell us their stories. I guess
Yeah.
nobody thinks that their story is all that great.
Well, we kind of said we were stepping away from that though.
But
So
no, we
maybe
said no, we said still send in your, your story of how you met. If you don't want to call in, just
we might
write it
read
out.
it.
We can read
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think everyone has a story. I just don't think they feel it's compelling.
Yeah. It's tough. I don't know. For some reason, it doesn't seem to lend itself like the campfire format. It just happened easily in terms
Well,
of,
those stories are compelling though. I
yeah.
mean,
And with this, it
you
seems,
wanna hear what's happened to
I
other
think,
people with
I
that.
think, like you said, people are a little more guarded. So,
True, and maybe they just it's a little too personal. It's
yeah.
about
And
their own
I respect
relationship, so
that.
they don't
I
wanna
respect that.
spew that out.
So, I mean, back to the whole weirdness that's going on now.
Ugh, it's so surreal.
I mean, kind of, I think we agree is basically since we have the luxury and we're grateful for that, and we understand that of working from home, we're not going to go out and do anything unless it's absolutely 110% necessary. I think the most that I've done is just walk around the block.
You did curbside for
Yeah.
groceries last week when I was
Yeah.
able to get it.
But it's no contact. In fact, I called
No,
them. I said, I'm not rolling down the window. Just put it in the trunk. And I felt badly because last time I wanted to recognize the person with a tip. So I took an envelope and put a tip in it and taped it to the mat in the trunk and put a big note on it. And I called and I called said, make sure the person gets the tip. And they said, well, we're not accepting tips. And I wonder if that,
if
but
it's
I
for
wonder,
safety,
yeah, I'm wondering if that's safety.
but still,
So
they deserve a little extra because that's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work. It's a huge amount of work. And
I mean, I worked in the grocery store for 3 years as a
yeah,
cashier. It's and that was before scanners and things that
right,
were easy. We had to type everything in. We had to know every fruit and vegetable that came through. There were no little stickers on it about what it was, and
right, right. Back in
yeah,
the back in the
back in
day
the
when you
old
didn't have a
day. Well,
scanner,
I
it's
was
like
in
a
high school.
scanner.
I worked it in high school,
Did you
so
have the mechanical ones that you had to like pull the lever?
no. What, the scale?
Yeah. No,
Thanks,
I'm
Jim.
talking about like
Thank you.
did you have like a
That's
little
good.
white
Yeah,
apron and
I'm
like little
really that
wire
old, bud.
glasses?
Yeah. Look
Mr.
who's
Godsey.
older. Look who's older, not me.
Ah.
Okay, talking about how old I am.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a child of the 60s.
That's right. See?
Yeah. Uh, I know Vicky works in the grocery industry. She says we are not allowed to accept tips.
Wow.
That is unfortunate. Sharon wants to know if we're still alive. Let me check. Yes, yes.
She
We're
says
still alive.
not alive. She said still live.
Oh. I I got confused for a minute there. You know, Vicky
You're not
says,
even drinking tonight. No,
no, not yet. Not yet.
not
I got
yet.
to start rationing it out because I'm running out of beer, but we got
Oh,
plenty of wine.
I tried to put some in an order online for groceries today. Nope,
Yeah.
they're
Vicky
not
is in the
delivering.
grocery industry. She does say, just so everyone knows, we're getting paid more. I hope so.
Good,
That's
I hope
good. I'm
so.
glad. Facebook user says, whoa, I finally get to see
Oh, you
what y'all
poor
like.
thing. No. Oh, no, did
Jen,
your computer crack?
no, here we are. Here we are. Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
So but the thing is that we're very lucky. I think that the thing is excuse me. Um, I'm okay. I'm okay, everybody. But the thing is I think it's going to get progressively harder. Though I was telling Dar, it's one thing. We don't. You and I, we don't go out a lot. We pretty much stay close to home because you have your office, I have my office here. We only see each other a couple of times during the day because we're working during the day. And, I treat this like a 9 to 5 or 8:30 to 5 or more.
Or like midnight. No, you're in there a
So,
lot. Yeah.
yeah. So, and you're in your office, you're supposed to be part time, but you really work more like full time hours. But the thing is that we don't go out a lot, but there's a difference between
Choosing.
not going out and then knowing you can't.
Yeah,
It
choosing
is
to
a
not go
difference. Yeah.
out or,
Yeah.
not having the, you know, being allowed to go out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
been walking around our block and zigzagging if we see other people walking and going across the street, um,
Yeah.
trying to avoid anybody. But just to get out a little bit from the house and
Yeah.
get some
Yeah.
fresh air.
But we've been very, very blessed. And again, I don't want to whine and complain because we've had it very good, and knock on
I
wood,
don't
it'll stay
complain
that
because
way.
I wake up every morning
Yeah. I'm
thanking
healthy
God
today.
that I
Everybody's
am
healthy.
not
We're all
sick.
healthy.
Yep,
And I think, we're just going to have to say, this is the way it is for a while. And the way I look at it, the more compliant we are for this
right.
period of time in the US, they're saying it's going to be through April 30th. I personally think it's going to be
I
longer
think
than
it's
that.
gonna be longer.
But the point is, the longer we're compliant with this, I think the faster we'll get back. It's kind of like, uh, short term pain, long term gain. So who knows? I mean, I think it was Governor Cuomo from New York said something like, well, when are we going to be done with this? Well, you can have your models, you can have your theories, but essentially paraphrasing him, the truth is we don't know. And I
Yeah,
think that was actually kind of refreshing to hear somebody say, we don't know.
because it's true.
And on the other end, I think people have to be a little understanding, and the media has to be a little understanding. We don't know. You know,
Well, who's ever had to deal with this before?
yeah,
I mean, the Spanish flu,
yeah,
but, you know,
yeah,
in more current times, what has anyone had to really deal with that was this,
yeah,
global?
absolutely. It's a scary thing. If anybody has any comments, questions, we can certainly take some of those. Any questions about our crazy life? It's funny, I when I was a little kid, there was this show and it was like a syndicated show. Nobody ever watched it. I think it was called Please Stay Tuned, and I was the only one that watched it. I think
Hmm.
this was in the 70s. I was about 10 years old, and it was about this guy who ran a TV station out of his house.
Oh,
And it kind of reminds me of what
what
I
you
do as a
do.
podcaster.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there you
like,
go.
yeah, but obviously way before that. But anyway,
I
so
think in
let's.
1st grade, I was touched to be a speech therapist because I said the word animal incorrectly in reading group, and I
You
said it
said,
aminal, and all the kids laughed at me. So I
yeah,
think subconsciously, no,
yeah, yeah.
who knows? But there we go.
Uh, let's take some comments here. Uh, Facebook user, I'm just coming in. Are you looking for stories about what's happening to people during the crisis? I know 2 people have recently had accidents and need new cars, but now that'll be difficult for them. One lady who's retired and might be able to afford a car shop, but the other person is our daughter. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
She just started a new job, wrecked her car, and then is now laid off. It's a tough time out there. It's a tough time out there.
it is.
Allison says it's like having your gloves on. It seems like your face itches even more.
It
You do
does.
become very cognizant of that. What they did
Yes.
before this got super serious, I don't think they do it now because it was a little on the comical side. But what they did was on one of the local TV stations is they put a camera on one of the
Secret camera.
personalities.
Yeah.
And she had just done a story about not touching your face. And then they counted she touched her face 20 times in a half hour. It's very difficult. Very difficult.
It does make you more mindful now. I've noticed. I'm like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
shouldn't be touching my eyes,"
Right.
"Don't rub my eyes," and I'm
Right.
going like this, and I'm trying to
Well, I do worry. The thing about us, I worry about we have packages and stuff coming in. I don't think we go to the extremes that Chris does, but we certainly leave things for a day or two and don't touch them and then
Yep.
open them with gloves because we bought gloves way before this really got super serious. And I'm really grateful that we kind of paid attention towards the end of February. We really started preparing just in case. And my mind frame was probably nothing's going to come of this, but just in case it doesn't hurt.
Well, it doesn't hurt to have gloves at home, you never
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So, luckily, we've had them.
Allison said we were never on lockdown before, so it is
Yeah,
a hard thing.
it is a hard thing.
I feel bad for the kids too, and all the seniors in school? Oh
in
my
high
gosh.
school.
Yeah.
Their proms, they're all those special things that are
Oh,
coming up right
yeah.
now. Any school trips and,
Yeah. Yeah, our, well, our oldest was recalled from the UK a month early. Thank God she was, but just think about that. It was a trip of a lifetime and it got cut short by a third. Now, granted, there's more tragic things than that going on,
oh, way, yeah.
but that's sad. And then our youngest is a junior in high school. She's missing her junior year, and she's missing it. They have a trip coming up, but I'm in May, but I'm relatively sure that's going to be canceled.
Oh, for sure.
And if they don't cancel it, I think that you and
We'll be
Dar will
canceling it.
cancel it.
No, they'll
So yeah,
cancel that. I mean, they're
yeah, yeah.
traveling
Doesn't make any
areas
sense.
that would be hot spots, so it's not gonna
Right,
happen.
right. Sahara says so many cases in New York, and just my
Oh,
counting, there are over 600. I think 50,000 plus in New
yeah,
York.
New York just
Yeah,
got
I
slammed.
can't verify that number, but I know it's way up there. And Sahara, you know, take care, stay safe. Um,
It's
let's
just
see.
such a weird thing because it hits people differently, and I know they've been saying it hits mainly the elderly or mainly when you drop your
I just
coffee.
almost knocked my coffee into my roadcaster. A little bit of comic
Oh!
relief. I did not, though. I did
Oh,
not.
don't do
I
that.
have a no, 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 no. That would be very sad. No, everything is
Sad,
fine.
bad, everything that
Yeah.
rhymes with that.
Yes. Go
Um,
ahead.
no, just, I know they say it hits the elderly, it hits people that have, pre-existing conditions, it hits them hard, but, I think it can kinda just hit
Well,
anybody. I mean,
honestly,
nobody
I've
knows,
read
like
some stuff that it hits middle-aged people pretty hard too. Not as hard as those elderly populations, but I got to be honest, I'm scared. Well, for you because you have your issues, you had thyroid cancer, you had that weird illness last March that I don't think we ever figured out what was and degenerated into pneumonia. And so I think you have a weakened immune system. So I'm very worried for you. And I'm worried for myself too, because I'm 50 years old. I'm middle aged. I'm not the most fit person, although I've lost 22 pounds in the last 3 months.
Yay!
So working on that. But the thing is that we both have, I mean, both of us don't have great profiles for this.
Mm-mm.
So it's of a concern.
It is. It is, and I mean, it's just I don't know, I think body is handling it differently too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think some people are better to fight it off and they have mild symptoms,
Yeah.
but how are you gonna find this out? You don't wanna
Right.
get it. I
Right.
mean, you know what I mean? I'm hoping they come out with those tests
Yeah.
that will titer and look for antibodies and see if you've
Right.
had it and not had it and that
And
kinda thing.
I mean, I have great confidence in our scientists, and I think, they're working on some promising things, but we don't know yet if those things are effective. I have confidence that there will be a vaccine eventually, but that's something that's probably a year away at least.
Which is scary too, because 'cause I'm really hoping this doesn't come back in
Yeah. And that's what happened with
in
the
the year.
Spanish flu. Yeah. And then in terms of therapeutics, I know they're looking at various things and there's some controversy. So we don't know if these things are effective yet because there's not been, double blind studies and those kind of
That's
things
right.
done. So I do have confidence our scientists will come up with things to combat this and make it at least highly survivable if you get it.
Right.
And then the vaccine would be great as well. I have confidence, but in the meantime, we have to do our part. You see those memes kind of with healthcare workers holding up signs saying, we went to work, you stay home, or so
Yeah.
you could stay home, or that kind of thing. So, yep. Let's see what else we have. On a lighter note, Kendall says our dogs are so cute. My dogs Elsie
Oh,
and Pan say
Elsie and
hello.
Pan, how cute.
Well, Rambo and Teddy say hello.
Rambo is out.
Yeah,
Out for the count. He's
yeah.
down. He's sleeping in his bed over here, he's out, and the other one's gallivanting with the other ones.
So thank you, Kendall. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Hello to your dogs as well. Mary wants to know our best at-home recipes. Why
Well,
don't you
Jim, why
give
don't you
people a recipe?
tell me what you've liked that I've
Well,
made.
you do a great job. I don't know one specifically. I'm not picking one out of the top of my head. I like that. Did you make a lo mein of some type
Yeah,
recently that I
well,
like?
yeah, actually, we made a ground turkey lo mein, which was kinda easy. It was with ramen, which kinda helped with the ramen that you had bought. And we had ground turkey, and it's just had, like, shredded cabbage and shredded carrots and pretty easy. Just kinda stir it all up with some soy sauce. So that was easy. What else have I made? trying to think of what else I made. Oh, that soup last night I thought was good.
That was very good. Yes, it
A
was a gnocchi. Yes.
chicken and gnocchi soup.
Yeah.
Kind of like almost like an Olive Garden copycat, but not
Yeah, a
quite.
little bit like that. Yeah, it was really
Lower
good.
cal.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing. You've been making things that are not only delicious, but they're also lower cal. And I've been using an app and tracking my calories very closely. And I just stay under that budget every day. And I do, walk a couple miles every day. And it just seems to be working, slowly but surely.
Well, slowly but surely it came on, so slowly and surely it has to come off.
Yeah, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be overnight.
No, it's not. And it's hard, especially being stuck in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
true.
making sure I'm not buying junk,
Yeah. Yeah.
which would be so easy to eat
And
right
I've been
now.
stress eating.
Oh,
Yeah, that's gotta like today I was a little stressed out and I'm
you
like,
were,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Yesterday, and you'll hear this.
Don't you feel like it goes like this?
Well, yeah, I'll
You have
release.
days where you're
Excuse me. I'll release the paranormal podcast tonight or tomorrow morning. It's all edited. I'm just doing up the notes and stuff. And in it, I record that intro yesterday and say, oh, I'm feeling more positive, more confident. And then today I was down. And I think that's going to kind of be the way it is we're going to have up, down days and down days for this. So.
And I think it's good because we're being opposite, so we can kind of pull
That's
each
true.
other up.
Yesterday
Because
you were down,
yesterday
I was
I
up,
was,
vice versa.
yeah, yeah. Today I was better. I don't know why.
Gwen says she loves the show. Thank you. She is down
Yay!
in Corpus Christi,
Wow.
Texas. Didn't have the name here, but I'm here with my husband. His name is Jim too. Hello.
There you go.
Also, probably same person. How are you two doing? I see separate studios, just separate offices. We were actually talking about dragging the gear out to the kitchen and doing it in the same space. We might do that one night.
If we can get the girls to shut up and
Yeah, that's the key. And the
and the
dogs
dogs
barking
and
and
it's like,
whatever. Yeah. So it looks like, we're doing this and she's like halfway around the world. We're like
well, we
23
haven't
times around.
been that close recently either.
No, that's true. That's true.
Kind of just keeping distance. I don't know.
Facebook user said I had an in-home daycare with 7 kids and now down to 1 whose parents are essential, lost those 7 incomes. I'm praying for all of us. Yes.
Yes, that's so hard.
Difficult. I'm
Hopefully
sorry.
there's some help coming. I hope. I don't know. I hope they can help.
Sandy said she had gloves and masks for when I do artwork,
Awesome.
which makes sense. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, fun.
Oh,
I can't do artwork because I stink. You should see us playing Pictionary.
I can't even. My
Wait, what was
famous
the
line.
game we played? Oh, what was that game? We just played a game on the television. What was it? One of the girls got it. Drawful, or was that
whatever
what
it is? I can't draw. That
It was
T-shirt
horrible.
thing. Is it that T-shirt thing? I hate.
No, it was
thing.
that other one. I know you hate that game.
I hate it. Basically any game that has to do with drawing because I cannot draw.
Because he can't win. So
No,
you don't know this about Jim. Yeah, you are so competitive. If you could, even if your drawings would win, you'd love the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I could draw, I can't. Sahara says her coworker stuck in South Africa. Another just came back from Indonesia and got the virus off.
Yikes.
Let's see here. I'm just taking a look here. Oh, there's some other people. Rhonda says hello. Hello, Rhonda.
Hello.
Congratulations. Oh, this might be on the weight loss. I think so.
Yes.
Thanks, Holly. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Sharon. Let's see. I'm looking here for some more. Oh, this is true. Sahar says it's hard for people with mental illness too because stuck inside and so much anxiety.
Oh, the anxiety. Yeah. I mean, even a few of my little young kiddos are really suffering with this anxiety about this. And it's hard when they're really little too. Their brains can't quite, they're not developed enough yet to quite understand the nuances of what this is. And they, I'm also of the camp, though I'm kind of probably in the minority. I don't feel like sugarcoating it with kids either. I feel like being honest, but being honest to a point where presenting it in a way that they can understand is the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be harsh.
No. And you don't want to tell them all the gory details, but you also don't want to slough it off like, oh, it's no big deal. You're fine. I think I've read somewhere too, that's like one of the worst things you could tell someone, "You're fine, you'll be okay." You
Yeah.
know, you can't really say that. You just say, "We're doing, everything we can do." And, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's tough.
It's not in the presentation, so.
Rhonda says that she thinks
Aw,
we are cute. Thank
thank
you very
you.
much. We appreciate
Are we?
that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
There we go.
And so she loves gnocchi. Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Marie says we talked about this earlier. How about bread baking? Doing any of that? Flour is the new TP, and so is yeast.
Yeast is
Apparently,
the worst. Flour is I can't get bread flour. I managed to get a 5 pound. Is it even 5 pounds anymore? I don't know. They've messed up they make it look like it's a 5 pound bag. I don't think it really is. But I got a bag of flour. Whoopee. But I made the breadless. I found a recipe for emergency yeast-free bread. And my daughter and I tried to make that for dinner the other night. I think it was good. I thought it was good, but it's good then, and it does not keep.
right?
So you have to eat it then out of the oven warm, because then it gets dry and
I
it's
did not
bad.
know this. Sandy says you can make yeast.
I heard that, but I don't think I can do it. I tried to read an article online about it, and I'm like, oh no, 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 I can't do this. So,
Yeah,
but don't you have to have the mother or something? You have to the
I don't
mother.
know.
It's kind of like the vinegar, isn't it? Like the apple cider vinegar.
What
Like you
kind of
have to.
mother are we talking about
Hey,
here?
hey, hey!
Kendall says I got an under the desk
You
elliptical
know,
and it's great.
I looked into those. I looked into those because I thought that would be perfect. Because there are times I see kiddo after kiddo right after one after another, and it's almost impossible to get up and do any exercise or move. So I thought about doing that, but then I thought I'd be like this the whole time. Students are like, "What are you doing?"
Jennifer is on the line. She says, my husband's name
Yay!
is Jen. This is Jennifer. Yes,
Yeah,
Jennifer, you're a big supporter of our show. Thank you so
yes.
much.
She's my Facebook friend.
There you go. Sahara said, I was wondering how you had Dar soup if you were so far away. We ought to have live via satellite, like in the
No.
old days. Yeah.
Yeah, not quite that far, thank goodness.
Ross said he listened to the 11th anniversary show. The Phantom Horse episode was nuts.
Oh my
That was for a
goodness.
campfire. By the way, I just want to make this note now. I'm also going to announce on Facebook, taking 1 week off, 1 week only for campfire. I've gotten so busy doing live streams and just trying to keep caught up with all the craziness going on. And it's actually been a very busy time for me, not a non-busy time. They say, read books and do all this other stuff. And I've had hardly any time,
I wanna do that too.
but I haven't had any time. So I thought, you know what? This week I'm going to just take a break on campfire. I know some people love that show so much, and thank you for that. But just this week, no campfire, but we'll be back the following week with a new one. But we got a lot to listen to. You've got the anniversary special, was over 2.5 hours, and a lot more. So listen to all that stuff, and we'll be back with a campfire, and there'll be a paranormal podcast coming out either tonight or first thing in the morning. Let's see. Actually, Mark says he wants to see me compete with Maddie on crocheting. Maddie is my assistant producer. I'll tell you, Mark, it wouldn't be much of a competition.
No,
It would
would
last
not.
about 5 seconds. Marco says, greetings from spooky deep South Texas. That's someplace I'd like to really go and explore. I've been to Texas a couple of times for business, but it's just been like airport, hotel, airport, hotel. That really appeals to me to go to Texas and explore. Let's see who else is
You
here.
missed one I wanna talk about. Somebody made an almond and orange cake today with cream cheese frosting. That
Oh,
sounds
I missed that one.
fantastic. Yay, I
Who?
can't eat that
Oh,
right
here you
now,
go.
though.
An almond and orange cake today with cream cheese
When will we have
frosting.
dessert? We might have dessert. We might have something nice on Easter.
Well, Easter is a cheat day.
If I
I'm just
can
like
if I
Easter. I'm
can
like, I'm going to eat
if I
whatever I
can get
want
the
on Easter.
ingredients to make something. No.
Yeah. You were trying to get a ham online. Forget about it.
No, I couldn't. I might be able to get one through Costco. Don't know. I have it in a cart temporarily.
Yeah.
But for fun, I went on Honey Baked Ham, and we have a store over here, but we're not venturing. We're not going out. So I thought I'll go do the shop online thing, and I'm like, God, this is so expensive. And I'm like, well, it's a holiday, whatever. So
Right.
I went to go try to buy it, and they don't have any. Now I get the boneless ham, and we get a small one, but still, they didn't have any. So I don't know if maybe they're coming back. I hope, but I don't know.
Rockin' Rick Allen from Akron, Ohio.
Woo!
Rick, I worked with Rick over at CBS. Yes. Hey, Rick.
Oh, there we
Good
go.
to see you. He is a great radio talent.
Awesome.
I just enjoy radio, people. I don't know, when once you're in it, I was in it behind the scenes, but once you're in it, there's like this kinship. Radio people are cool. And in fact, on this week's Paranormal Podcast, we're interviewing again Jethro and Kat, two great people. They've been very kind to me from the Box
Yes.
of Oddities podcast. They're going to be on again and again, two radio people. Vicky says try beer bread. There's a recipe floating around Facebook.
I made that once, but see, Jim's not going to give up his beer for me to make bread. So, right.
Well, I can't have too much beer, on this diet.
No, you can't. No, you cannot.
Beer is, a lot of calories.
Now I
Jennifer
have to
says
look this up.
making yeast is simple. So there you go.
I'll have to. Maybe the
And
thing I
Sandy
was reading
says
was
check
wrong.
on YouTube for making it. There
Okay,
you go.
I will, guys. Thank you. I'm going to
And
try.
Sandy says no, you can make a starter. There
Oh,
you go.
awesome. Okay.
So there you
Cool.
go.
I like what Rhonda said. We should do our Christmas cards and baking now.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Chris
By
said
the time we
here.
get a Christmas picture together, it'll take that long. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here in the UK last week, everyone was asked to open their front door at 8 p.m. and clap in honor of the national health staff who are working hard to save lives. It was amazing to hear the streets erupt with applause. It almost felt like a wartime celebration.
That is awesome. I know around, I think on the west side of Cleveland, Jim, they were doing lights. They had luminaries. They encouraged everybody to put like candles out the one night on their porch. So
yeah, that's something else. I've got a kind of a humorous story. I mean, it's kind of like it reminds me of the Second World War when the USO was going out, when you say something humorous because you feel funny about it, but sometimes it is good to laugh. So you know how in Italy they did that beautiful thing where everybody came out on the balcony and sang up
I
and
thought that
everything.
was
Was
so
so great.
awesome.
So I guess somebody tried to do it in New York and apparently people were screaming at them and told them to shut the blank up.
They'd probably do that if I started singing outside.
Shut up. Shut the blank up.
Shut your face.
Hey, either you laugh or you cry.
Rather laugh.
Yeah, that's right. Portia says, I listen to you from the UAE. How cool is that? Absolutely love your show, and I tell everyone I know about it. Fantastic podcast. Thank you, Portia.
That's awesome.
That is one of the things I love about this is just the international piece of it. It's great. Sahara says, I deserve a break. Hardworking. Enjoy yourself. Yay. Let's see. Aurora says on that crocheting contest, her money is on Maddie.
Oh, mine too.
Smart woman.
I can't crochet. I shouldn't say I can't crochet. I've not tried. I know how to knit though, so I can knit. But people say that's harder.
Okay, there you go. Sandy says, I missed her comment about me teaching you how to cook something. That would be a fun live stream. Now that would go viral because they would say, look at that
hilarious.
Dork.
Yeah. Jim would never agree to that. No.
France is doing the clapping every night. It's beautiful.
So nice.
Also put a teddy bear in your window so people can drive around with their kids for a bear hunt. Yeah.
That is cute.
I'm really impressed by people's innovation. Like the thing where the one older lady, it was a very significant birthday and she came out to her front door and it just makes you want to tear up.
It does. I mean, or some of the police departments in the area doing a little parade for the kids and their birthdays. I think that was really, our daughter's friend is having her birthday tonight. And her other friend had it a couple weeks ago, remember? And they couldn't even go or do anything or be with each other. It was kind of sad.
Yep. Well, everybody, it's a tough time. There's no doubt about it. I hope that we both hope that everybody watching this stays safe.
Yes.
If you're non-essential, stay at home, We got to do what we can to support those people out there who are essential. And the number one thing we can do, I think, is stay home and abide by the recommendations. And hopefully this will all be over soon, relatively soon, and we can go about our normal lives. And just thought we would check in tonight. Dar, do you have any final words of
No,
encouragement or wisdom for
I
folks?
just hope everybody, puts everything into perspective. Be thankful for what you do have and not what's not, what we don't have right now, and just kind of spend time with your family, get to know them a little bit more. I know they can drive you nuts, but you know, they're the ones that count. So, I don't know. Kind of just everyone should just chill a little bit and try to be more positive about things and find something to like if Tiger King is it, get your mind
I
off of
was
it.
just
That's
about to
fine.
say I'm going to go watch Tiger King.
No, we're gonna watch Schitt's Creek, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just, find something to get your mind off of it. And I mean, I'm not gonna tell you not to watch the news, whatever, but maybe keep it in moderation because I don't know. When we were watching it a lot,
Yeah.
it was messing with us big time. We
Yeah.
were getting
I
so
mean,
sad, so anxious, so depressed,
yeah.
so like this flood of emotions were, happening. And even you said we have to stop. We have to turn this off a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
mean, I want to keep updated, and
And we are
and
keeping updated. We're
yeah,
just not
you need to be
glued
aware,
to it.
but watching it, 12 hours a day was driving me nuts.
Yeah,
So
we weren't that's not good. So don't do that. Find other things to occupy your mind. Something happy.
well, everybody out there, take care. Thank you
Yes.
for spending some time with us, and we wish you, your loved ones,
Yes.
all the best.
Health, happiness.
Thanks again to
Stay
all the
safe.
essential workers who are out there helping us and helping society and
Yes. Putting their
risking
own lives at
everything.
risk.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything. Well, thanks everybody. As you know, I'm going to be doing more of these live streams. We're going to have some more special guests lined up to do some of them, just something a little bit different at this time. And you can check out the archived ones, the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Jim Harrell. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you. Have a good
Bye,
evening, everybody.
guys. Take
Bye bye.
care. Bye.